This is our Suzuki Carry, and we haven't given it too much love just yet. We've been bombarded by a bunch of other stuff we had to do for the company. But today, we're going to clean it up a little bit. We're going to give it a once-over. We're going to take off this canopy rack thing here because we basically don't need this, and it's covered in rust. And currently, we're trying to break the bolts loose with a little bit of WD, or 556 as we call it here. We're going to potentially do the wipers. Don't know if we'll get around to it in this episode, but we're going to give it a once-over. We're going to wash it, and we'll see how much cleaner it looks after we're done. All right, that was an eyesore. This is already looking so clean, much cleaner. Now we got to hit it with the wash. You know, honestly, the paint's pretty good, all things considered. 31-year-old truck, and barely a couple touch-up pens will do that. There's like a couple little dings and dents on the body, nothing too crazy. And honestly, you know, it's looking much better after we gave Gramps a sponge bath here. Oh man, we are looking much better. We are in a way better place. This thing was covered in crap. Now you might be saying, well, you know, it's still rusty. Well, yeah, you know, a car wash doesn't get rid of the rust. Also, this is just surface rust. This is what happens when you have a K-truck, is you put boulders and wood and all sorts of crap in there. And for 31 years, that's not bad. Also, if we look underneath, there's no rust on the actual box/bed, and there's no rust on any of the welds. There's just usual 3-decade-old little tiny spot rust, but nothing is structural, nothing is through. The thing still has paint on every single part of this vehicle. You know, the thing about these cars is that they're very cheap to operate. You fill one of these cars up with about $37 in gas, and you go for pretty close to 400 kilometers a tank. Right before we started this channel, Rob had a Dodge Ram, which only got 350 kilometers for a 120-liter tank, meaning that was $160 to fill up, and he goes less than this car. This has a 30-liter tank, 4 times smaller, and it goes further. Is it fast? No. Can it carry as much as a Dodge Ram? No, of course not. That's not the point. This is a micro truck. It is a K truck. K means miniature, small, mini, micro. And this thing is going to do everything you would ever want it to do. Also, if you are in Japan and you are thinking about getting a car and you do have a driver's license and all that stuff, a K truck is a viable option. Reason being, nobody wants them. And for us North Americans, we deem this as a very cool truck, but to the Japanese people, this is garbage. The guy we got this from, he was gonna throw it away. He was going to throw the car away. We're like, no, we'll pay you for it. And he's just like, oh, I'm just going to buy a new truck. And we said, yeah, we're definitely just going to pay you for it because it's a one-owner vehicle and it's so wasteful. And they just don't see it like that because it's so easy to buy a new car and you get 3 years shock-and free, and a new car, you can get brand new cars for $8,000. There's no utility to buy and maintain and upkeep these old vehicles like this. But this is the Suzuki Carry. We cleaned her up real nice. Honestly, I thought it would be worse condition under all that grime. Honestly, it's not that bad. You do have just a little bit of like surface blemishes. What we're gonna do is probably take a flat blade to this and take this off and put a brand new OEM Suzuki Carry with the load rating on that. We're probably going to take that off and take that off, but we are going to just do a few more touch-ups here and there. We're not going to paint the bed or box, whatever you want to call it or anything. We're just going to put a brand new battery in, and I believe we're just going to do an interior once over because it is a little bit dirty on the inside. Also, I don't know where this goes. I have no idea where this goes because it doesn't fit on anything, and nothing's missing from any of the sides, but it definitely does share plastic, but we're just gonna maybe save that for another day. So this is the Carry. Thank you guys for joining. We washed her up. I'm gonna do a touch-up pen. We don't have to bore you guys with that. Probably gonna do the wiper blades another day, but that's it. Till the next one.